Most e-commerce brands leave 30 to 50% of their revenue on the table because email marketing is either ignored or done wrong. If you only rely on paid ads, you're building on a weak ground. One small change in ad costs can literally kill your profits. Email marketing is one of the biggest profit drivers for e-com brands, and when done right, it can take you to 8 figures. In this video, I'll show you how we'll use email to scale e-com brands while keeping margins strong. We helped multiple e-commerce brands at 7 figures from email marketing alone. There's no hacks, there's no hype. Section 1, why email matters more as you scale. Here's something most e-commerce brands don't realize until it's too late. The bigger the brand gets, the more you need email marketing. When you're doing 100K a month, you can probably survive on paid ads alone. But when you're trying to hit 1 million, 5 million, 10 million a month, email becomes absolutely critical, and here's why. First, customer acquisition cost keeps rising. Facebook ads used to cost you $20 to acquire a customer that now costs anywhere from $50 to $80. Google ads are also getting more expensive each quarter. But email, once someone's on your list, it costs you practically nothing to reach them again. Second, retention becomes everything at scale. When you're small, you can only focus on getting new customers. But to hit 8 figures, you need customers to be buying 2, 3, 4 times or more. Email is how you make that happen systematically. I worked with a supplement brand doing 5 million annually, and they're spending about 150K a month on Facebook ads just to maintain growth. We implement a proper email system, and within 12 months, they're generating 500K per month in revenue. That's 120K in extra revenue that they didn't have to spend on ads. Here's the math that'll help you change your mindset. If your average customer lifetime value is $100 from ads alone, but $300 when you factor in retention marketing, email marketing, you can afford to spend 3x more on acquisition. That means you can outbid your competitors and scale even faster. The brands hitting 8 figures aren't good at getting customers. They're also exceptionally well at keeping them and maximizing their value through retention. Section 2. The core email flow every brand needs. Let me break down the email flow system that every 8-figure brand has in place. So these aren't optional flows. They're literally the foundation. You need these to scale. Welcome series. This is the first impression. 7 to 10 emails over 2 weeks that introduces your brand, deliver value, and also convert your subscribers into customers. Done right, this flow series alone can have your highest conversion rates. Abandon checkout and cart. So these usually recover 15 to 30% of lost sales automatically. The difference between a $1 million brand and a $10 million brand is often just having these flows optimized properly. Post-purchase series. This is where lifetime value gets built. After someone buys, you have a 30-day window to turn them into repeat customers. Miss that window and you're leaving money on the table. Then we have browse abandonment. They look at products, but they didn't add to cart. This flow captures interest before it gets cold. Then we have your win-back flows. This re-engages customers who haven't purchased in 60 and 90 days. At scale, this can represent millions in recovered revenue. VIP customer flow. Your best customer needs special treatment. This flow increases average order value and creates brand advocates. Here's what most brands miss. These flows need to work together as a system. A customer might go through abandoned checkout, abandoned cart, then browse abandonment, and win back over to several months. Each touch point builds on the last. One fashion brand I work with had basic flows generating 50K per month. We rebuilt their entire system with proper sequencing and personalization. Within 6 months, flows were generating 200K per month, an extra 4x improvement with the same traffic. How to turn new subscribers into buyers. The biggest difference between brands that struggle and brands that scale is how they handle new subscribers in the first 30 days. Most brands send a discount code and literally just hope for the best. But here's what 8-figure brands do differently. They use what I called a trust value convert sequence. Week one is where we build trust, right? For the first email, we want to deliver on the promised incentive immediately. Email 2, this is where you share your brand story and also your brand mission. Email 3, we want to have social proof and customer testimony email. In week 2, we want to provide value, right? Email 4 can be something about educational content related to your products. Email 5, behind the scenes of your brand or a founder story. Email 6, we want to use user-generated content and have community highlights. Then in week 3, this is where we want to convert. Email 7 can be product recommendations based on the interests. Email 8, a limited time offer with urgency. And then email 9, a last chance reminder. But here's something you should also add. Personalization based on how they joined your list. Someone who came from a Facebook ad about skincare problems get different content than someone who joined for a generic discount. The key insight here is you don't want to try to sell immediately. You want to build the relationship first, and then the sales becomes natural. Broadcast and flows and when to use them each. Here's something that confuses a lot of brands. When should you send broadcast campaigns versus relying on automated flows? Flows are your foundation. They handle the predictable customer journey touchpoints. Someone abandons cart, they get abandoned cart flow. Someone makes the first purchase, they get the post-purchase flow. Flow should generate about 40 to 60% of your total email revenue. Campaigns are your growth engines. They handle everything else. New product launches, seasonal promotion, educational content, and brand storytelling. Campaigns should generate 40 to 60% of your email revenue. The magic happens when they work together. Let's say you send a campaign about a new product launch. People who click but don't buy automatically enters the browse abandonment flow specifically to that product that we just launched. People who do buy gets added to a post-purchase flows that cross-sells items related to that. Here's a sending frequency that works for 8-figure brands. Flows, we always want this running, triggered by behavior. For campaigns, we can send anywhere from 47 times per week for engaged segments. I know that sounds a lot, but remember, the 80-20 rule. 80% is value emails, 20% is direct sales. When you're providing genuine value, people want to hear from you way more often. One of our clients were sending 2 campaigns per week and plateaued at around 3 million annually. We increased this to 5 campaigns per week with better content strategy. Revenue jumped to 7 million annually within 18 months. Offer angles that works best in emails. At scale, your offer becomes critical. You can't just send a 20% off email forever. Here are the offer angles that best works for 8-figure brands. First, we have scarcity-based offers. Only 48 hours left or limited to the first 100 customers. This works because they create genuine urgency. Then we have exclusive offers. VIP early access or member-only pricing. People love feeling special, especially your best customers. Third, we have bundle offers. Instead of discounting individual products, create bundles that increases average order value while also providing more value. Next, we have seasonal and event-based. Tie offers to holiday, season, or brand milestones. Our 5th anniversary sale feels way more authentic than some random flash sale. Then we have problem solution offers. Lead with the problem your product solves, and then present the offer as the solution. This works especially well for educational content. But here's what most brands get wrong. They use the same angle for everyone. Their VIP customers shouldn't get the same offer as first-time subscribers. You want to segment these offers, right? You want to segment your offers. New subscribers, welcome discount. This can be anywhere from 10% to 15%. First-time buyers. Those first-time buyers will get educational content and also gentle upsells. Then we have repeat customers. They get exclusive access plus higher value offers. And then VIP customers. You want to offer them a premium experience and also early access. One beauty brand implemented this tiered offer strategy and saw their email revenue per recipient increase by 67% within 90 days. How often should you email your list? This is a question I get most. How often should I email people without annoying them? Here's what I found out after auditing 200 brands. 8-figure brands emails their engaged subscribers almost daily, but they do it strategically. Here's a content calendar strategy you can use. Monday, we want to send educational plus how-to content. Tuesday, behind the scenes or brand story. Wednesday, customer spotlight or UGC content. Thursday, product educational or comparison emails. Friday, this is your entertainment or lifestyle content. Saturday, promotional offers, and then Sunday, some inspirational or community content. Notice how only one day is purely promotion. The rest builds relationship and provides value. You have to segment by engagement levels. Highly engaged, people who open 5 emails in the last 30 days get daily emails. We have moderately engaged. Then we have moderately engaged. People that open 2 to 4 emails in the last 30 days. This is where we want to send them 4 to 5 emails per week. And then for low engagement, who open 1 email in the last 30 days, 2 to 3 emails per week is fine. And then we have those unengaged. People who open 0 times. This is where we want to send them re-engagement campaigns or remove them entirely. I worked with a fitness brand that was scared to email more than twice a week. We gradually increased to 6 emails per week for engaged subscribers. Their unsubscribe rate actually decreased because their content was so valuable, and then email revenue increased by 340%. The way you want to do email marketing is provide so much value that people look forward to your emails instead of dreading them. Simple email setups for small teams. You don't need a huge team to implement 8-figure email marketing. Here's a lean setup that works. Essential tools. You want to use Klaviyo for email marketing. This is your industry standard for e-commerce brands. Next, we have Figma for email design, TinyPNG for image optimization, really good email for email inspiration. And then a team structure you implement right away is to have one email manager. They handle the strategy, campaign planning, and also performance analysis. And we have one designer. This can either just be part-time or freelance. And then one copywriter. This can be the same person as your email manager initially, but you want a dedicated copywriter eventually. So this is going to be your weekly workflow. So Monday, plan the week's campaign and then review performance. Tuesday to Thursday, create and schedule campaigns. Friday, analyze results and then optimize your flows. And then in terms of monthly tasks, you want to review and optimize all automated flows, analyze segmentation, and then clean your lists, plan the next month's campaign, then also plan next month's content calendar, and also strategize new A/B test strategies. The key is starting simple and then scaling systematically. Don't try to implement everything at once. Focus on getting the core flows right and then add complexity as you grow. These are some common mistakes that limit your growth. So let me share the biggest mistake I've seen that prevent brands from scaling email revenue. Mistake 1, they treat all subscribers the same. Sending the same email to someone who bought yesterday and someone who signed up 6 months ago is leaving money on the table. Mistake 2, only emailing when you have something to sell. Brands that only send promotional emails train their subscribers to ignore them. You need to provide value consistently. Mistake 3, ignoring mobile optimization. 70% of emails are open on mobile. If your emails don't look good on phones, you're losing sales. Mistake 4, not cleaning your list. Sending to unengaged subscribers hurt your deliverability and costs you money. You want to remove people who haven't engaged in 6 months. Mistake 5, weak subject lines. Your subject lines determines if your email gets open. You want to test different approaches and track what works for your audience. Mistake 6, no clear call to action. Every email should have one primary action you want people to take. Make it obvious and easy. Mistake 7, not tracking the right metrics. Open rate doesn't matter if you're not generating revenue. Focus on revenue per recipient and also your conversion rates. The brands that avoid these mistakes and implement proper email systems consistently see email become 30 to 50% of their total revenue. That's the difference between struggling to scale and building a sustainable 8-figure brand. What you learned here is a strong base, but email alone won't get you to 8 figures without the right offer, traffic, and a system behind it. If you want help building an email system that actually drives profits, check out the link below and book a free strategy call with my team. And if you're not ready for that yet, just watch this video next where I break down 7 ChatGPT prompts to build a 10 million email campaign.